Hi, and welcome to today's episode of Cornerstone Retirement University. Today we're going to talk about sequence of return risk, how it can work for you or how it can work against you in retirement. The reality is that the stock market, we don't have any prediction or any advanced knowledge of whether that's going to go up or whether it's going to go down, and we don't have a crystal ball. And if you take income from your portfolio, the sequence of returns that you can experience can significantly impact your retirement, and potentially you may not have enough. So to illustrate this, I'm going to run through an example with you. First, we're going to look at Jim. Jim has $1 million portfolio and he's in his accumulation phase, which means he's working, he's not pulling any money out, okay? And you can see that the stock market returns from 2000 to 2020 have bad negative years in the stock market. It rebounds, has a bad year. This is 2008, and then it comes down and we have some returns here. And then he ends up with a little over $2.5 million after this time period. Now let's compare that to Jane. Jane has the same portfolio in her account, $1 million, the same amount, except here's the difference with Jane. She has a different sequence of returns. And what we've done is we've flipped the returns upside down, basically inverted them. So we started with the positive years early on and we end with those negative years. What's interesting is Jane has the identical amount of money at the end of that time period. So what is that telling us? That's telling us that really the order in which you experience positive market years and down market years doesn't have a significant impact on how much you have at the end of that period. All that really matters is the total return that you experience during that time frame. And even look at the average rate of return at the bottom, a little over 6% for Jim and 6% for Jane. Now let's mix it up a little bit. Let's say Jim and Jane now go to retire. Let's imagine for a second here that they're withdrawing $50,000 a year out of their portfolio. Jim retires in the year 2000 and has a series of negative returns. Again, we don't have a crystal ball. We're not sure when those negative years are going to come, but you can see he has to pull his investments out to give him income for retirement in down market years, and it has a negative impact. And after about 17, 18 years, unfortunately, Jim doesn't have any more money left in retirement. Now let's compare this scenario to Jane. Jane starts with the same $1 million in her portfolio, except she experiences a different sequence of returns. So you can see that this batch of negative returns in the earlier years doesn't happen in the beginning of retirement. It happens at the end of retirement. She's pulled out the same amount of income, $50,000 a year over this time period, except the difference is Jane has a lot more money at the end of this time period, a significantly different outcome where now she doesn't run out of money after 17 or 18 years. She has a little over $1.4 million, experiencing the same average rate of return. So what does this tell us? We have to take an approach to where when you pull out your retirement income, we have to rely on assets that can't be so volatile. We don't want to risk pulling out significant amounts of money in down market years. While I am still a believer of having some of your money in the stock market, finding that right balance, it's important. You have to sit down with a financial advisor. Articulate what your risk tolerance is. Go over all of your financial goals and concerns. You know, there's no cookie cutter plan for us. It's really about listening to our clients, understanding what's important to you, taking the appropriate level of risk, and building a retirement income plan that can last. So if you're concerned about how much risk you're taking, and if you're about to retire, or even if you're already retired and you're not sure how the sequence of returns can work for you or work against you, well, give us a call. Call the number on your screen or go to our website, schedule a time to meet with me and my partners or a team member here at Cornerstone, and we'll go from there.